we're going to talk a little bit about Christopher Nolan's next movie with Universal.
Right.
Yeah.
So a little bit of history regarding this topic. So there was back in the pandemic, there was an initiative called, I think, like the Popcorn Initiative or Project Popcorn, I think is what it was called, where the head of Warner Brothers, who Warner Brothers, Christopher Nolan, had made almost entirely every movie of his entire career with Warner Brothers, was a devout, like he was brought up in the studio. You know, he made Memento. They gave him the movie with Al Pacino that was like a remake for the studio. Forget the name. I never actually saw that one.
Yeah, I can't remember either.
But then, you know, gets Batman. The rest is history.
Right.
But there was a Project Popcorn thing that Jason Kilar, the head of Warner Brothers, decided to do, which was, well, we want money and we want to release these movies, but nobody's really going to theater right now because of COVID. So we're gonna, without talking to any of our filmmakers, just decide to release day and date in theaters and on streaming online.
That was all of 2021, right?
Or maybe it's 2021.
I think it was the entirety of 2021. They like every movie that was coming out in theaters was also like same day on Warner Brothers, like HBO Max.
Maybe it was 2021.
Yeah.
And, you know, there were a lot of people, Denis Villeneuve with Dune, you know, King Kong, Suicide Squad with James Gunn.
In hindsight, it was a really bad idea, to be honest.
I mean, it was a bad idea. Anybody could have told you it was a bad idea then. Because every other movie studio, except for whoever does Trolls, pretty much was like, no, we're not doing that because it's stupid. And so Christopher Nolan got really upset, really upset, to the point where like he's like, I'm not making movies with Warner Brothers anymore.
Yeah. And apparently he didn't even consider Warner Brothers for this new movie. Didn't even, was like, no, I'm good.
Now he did have a meeting recently with David Zaslav. Zaslav, who's the new head of Warner Brothers.
Right.
And said that he was now like more open to eventually coming back. So like, I think like, cause he's not like, David wasn't the reason that this happened. So I think there's like some building of, you know, rebuilding trust and bridges. But you know, he goes over to Universal, makes arguably maybe not his most successful in terms of box office or in terms of, you know, it's not like Batman, you know,
right?
But arguably his most successful and like, I don't want to say culturally successful, but like arguably maybe his best movie ever with Oppenheimer with Universal, you know, almost makes $1 billion, wins Oscars, and everybody loved it, like calling it a masterpiece, like calling it, you know, his maybe his best work. So he wants to move forward with Universal. Yeah. I don't blame him, you know, like maybe it's a bit of superstition, maybe it's just because he had a really good time with Universal, maybe it's also like I'm just not ready to go back to Warner Brothers at this time. But I'm really excited because if we're getting the same sort of like the way that movie, I don't know, that movie just felt so real and it just felt like the production was like everything just felt like it fell in place, and like I'm excited to see what he does next with them. And this next movie that he's doing is with Matt Damon, who he's now worked with twice, and I think it's, who knows if this is going to be like Matt Damon in a lead role, which would be kind of cool.
Second movie he did with Matt Damon.
He was in Interstellar for a brief.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah. I forgot about that.
He was the other astronaut on that planet.
Right. Yeah.
And I would love to see a Matt Damon led Christopher Nolan.
He's
movie.
never been the lead of a Christopher Nolan movie.
No.
But yeah, I agree. I think Matt Damon can hold his own. He's a great actor. I don't think there's really any idea we can theorize on per se. Like,
well, you brought up that. Well, one, the idea, and I think it's been shot down now. The idea was that he was going to do a remake of a 1960s sci-fi movie called The Prisoner.
The Prisoner, yeah,
which
or The
is
Prisoners
not,
or something.
Yeah, which that's not happening. But you did bring up the idea that he was.
Yeah, well, I guess there was another like in the early 2000s he had wrote this movie that another, I can't remember what the other movie was, but another movie had came out and he was like, well, that's pretty much my idea, so I can't really do it now. But it was like a Howard Hughes biopic, I think it was.
Oh, The Aviator.
The Aviator was the movie that came out and was like, I can't really do that. But then, people were saying like, well, in this last press tour he went on for Oppenheimer, he was talking a lot about AI and the future of AI and filmmaking and whatnot. And people are like, well, maybe he's just like with the last press tour where he got interested in Oppenheimer. Maybe this is something that he goes down and makes a movie about AI and does something cool with that with.
He could. I don't doubt. I mean,
like his movies are very like out of the box, conceptual. Like,
yes.
Yeah. And I think he could have a really cool take on AI.
He could. He definitely could. The only thing that I would push back against with that line of thinking is, didn't every filmmaker, during the past year or two
talk about
AI, because so I would be like, maybe he was just talking about it because literally everyone's
asking about it.
What do you think about AI in movies, Chris?
Yeah.
But it could be right now, like, if you have a great idea, go for it. Regarding if because I would be curious to know, like, are we going to see another sci-fi movie? Are we going to do another more real life movie like Oppenheimer or Dunkirk? But like, there's that new AI movie, like, what was it called?
Like a full AI movie?
Do you see it? It's got like the guy from Harold and Kumar is like the dad, and like I forget what I'll look it up real quick. Like there's an AI,
it's not made with AI. You're just saying it's about AI.
Yeah, okay. But it's an AI like horror movie that's coming out. Afraid, and it has the A and the I in Afraid highlighted to show that it's AI.
Right.
And I just go like, oh God, come on. Like we're just.
But it's Blumhouse, dude. You like Blumhouse?
No, I do like Blumhouse. I just think like, I don't know. I just think sometimes when people hop onto like trends like this, I'm like, and maybe it's a really good movie. But like right now it's looking like it's got like a 5 out of 10. So it's kind of divisive.
Yeah, it didn't really make a lot of money. And the reviews are pretty bad. So.
It's just like, I don't know. AI is just such a weird.
Yeah, it can be really cheesy or like incredibly cool.
Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like he's not been one to like jump on these trends. Like nobody was talking about like dreams as much when Inception came out, and nobody was like, there wasn't like a huge push for, interstellar travel or talking about time. Like his whole thing has been time in a certain way. So like it would be, so if it was AI, it would have something to do with AI and time, most likely.
Sure.
Most likely.
Which I think that's very easy to do. I mean, maybe not very easy, but I think you could
do it.
I think you could tie it. I don't know. I think there are themes of like maybe like gaining back time with AI or like lost time by losing human interact. I don't know. Yeah.
What if we just had the AI do your shopping and save you some time?
There you go. That's the movie. There's an app.
Maybe
it's called Instacart.
Yeah. maybe it's like that Adam Sandler Click movie, and it's like, let's skip past this.
That surprised the hell out of me as a kid. I don't think I was like prepared to see like an emotionally like really deep movie from Adam Sandler. I just wasn't.
That was such a good movie. It really hit me. I was like, oh yeah, like I don't want to skip any of this.
No, of course not. Yeah.
Oh my God.
No, really good message with that one.
Yeah.
That's funny that we got to an Adam Sandler click off of Christopher Nolan.
Watch, it'll be Matt Damon and Adam Sandler in the next Christopher Nolan movie.
That would be a duo.
Which, like, granted, like if you could get Adam Sandler to do what he did in Uncut Gems.
Sure. I mean, at that point, he's like at the best of the best of acting, like with Uncut Gems.
That was crazy.
He was great.
I want more of that. Like, where is he?
Here's the thing. I think if it's not the same, but like I think if you want another like pretty good, well directed, well acted movie, there's that. It sucks that I'm blanking on the name of it, but there's like that basketball movie he put out on Netflix a year or so ago.
Yeah.
That was well done. I don't think it was great, but it was good, and you might enjoy it, even though you're not a basketball person. I still like sports movies. Okay.
I enjoy them.
Yeah. I mean, they got a good arc and a good, kind of momentum going. So
because it was him with like, who were the kids again?
So, well, I know like the main like other co-star in that movie was like an NBA player who like was going into acting. His name was like Juan Hernan Gomez, I think, or Juancho Hernan Gomez. And then there like also another like there was like just like a ton of NBA personalities and stars in that movie.
Oh, okay.
I think funny enough, Queen Latifah was his wife in the movie, which I thought was an interesting choice. But they had good chemistry. So
nice.
Yeah. I can't remember anybody else in that one though. But yeah.
See, when I was thinking of that like Ben Affleck, like I was an alcoholic. Now I'm teaching this basketball team.
It's not that like it's not that serious at least.
The Woody Harrelson, like I'm gonna teach this team of like kids with special needs and
right.
There's a lot of like I don't know. There is definitely like a genre of sport movie where it's like washed up coach teaches team.
For sure. There's a lot of that. Yeah.
And they make a big comeback and it's like
and so, I think what we're saying is that Christopher Nolan needs to make a washed up coach and have a mentor figure and a mentee figure. Yeah. He just needs to get away from all of his themes and then and Matt Damon will be this coach and it'll be great. It'll be great. Because everyone loves a turnaround, a comeback sports movie.
What sport would it be?
Let's just go really random and go like lacrosse. It's just
can you imagine how like amazing the throws in slow motion could be? Like the cinematic throws of a lacrosse ball.
Especially from the lens of Christopher Nolan. I mean, it'd be amazing. So
no CGI.
No, none. Yeah. Give him like a $15 million budget. That's all you need.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think he could do it.
Yeah. I think Christopher Nolan make a comedy. Like a raunchy, raunchy comedy.
Like a 2000s comedy. Yeah.
With Matt Damon and Adam Sandler.
Perfect. Yeah. Matt Damon can do some comedy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. We'll
so call us up, Christopher Nolan. We'll write the script and help you out.